Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Friday, payday, August 5th slate of MLB action. I'm super excited to dive into it. We do have some really great matchups in the MLB today. I'm really excited to target a couple of them. But without any further ado, before I did dive into it, I did just want to go ahead and say that we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. Make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving me such a small channel, such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute worth of me. So, without any further ado, we'll go ahead and do a recap as of yesterday. One play, we absolutely crushed it. No sweat whatsoever. The other play, we got smoked. So it was really just a win-loss day. We ended up going 1-1. So we did have the A's and the Angels in the first 5 innings under 4.5 runs. There were so many home runs in that game. It was absolutely ridiculous. There was runs scored left and right. I think between both teams, they ended up scoring I think it was 14 runs or something crazy at the end of the game. Maybe even more than that. I kind of stopped paying attention to it after I knew I lost this bet. But so that one was just a bad read. There were so many home runs, and I truly mean so many home runs. But, it is what it is. Then we did have the Astros minus 1.5 versus the Guardians. Guardians didn't even score a run. And Astros ended up winning 6-0, I do believe. So we ended up cashing that one pretty easily. So that one ended up working out 1-1 on the day. We got to bounce back today, get this 2-0. I do have a lean at the end of the video as well, so make sure that you guys do stick around for that. But we do have 2 plays once again today. Hopefully we can go ahead and get this 2-0, and we can carry this momentum going into the weekend. So I am really excited about it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. I will say before we do, I did just want to let you guys know both the plays today, they are pretty juiced. You can tweak these in a couple different ways if you guys are wanting to. I am just keeping it with the way that it is, with the plays that they are, but I will talk about each of them as well if you did want to tweak them for a little bit better odds, or something along those lines. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. Our first play of the day, we're taking the Dodgers first 5 money line here versus the Padres at minus 140 odds. Now, if you wanted to take the minus a half in the first 5, I definitely think that that's a good enough play as well. The only reason I'm not taking it is just in case if the game is tied through 5. That's the only reason. I'm using it kind of as a little parlay piece, kind of as a little bit of a bankroll builder, truly. But I really do like the play overall. Obviously, Dodgers, one of the best teams in the entire MLB when it comes to the first 5. They have a record of 63, 25, and 16 in the first 5 just in general, and a record of 30, 12, and 8 in their first 5 at home. So they've been really solid just over the course of it all. And the Padres, they've been pretty solid too. They do have a record of 25, 14, and 15 on the road in the first 5 innings, so it's not like they've been bad. I'm not targeting them because they've been bad. But I do think it's going to take a little bit of time for this team to really start to gel together. We all know that the Padres made some absolutely insane moves over the All-Star break, not the All-Star break, before the trade deadline. And so because of that, I think it'll take a little bit of time to click, and that's why I'm kind of targeting this one before the Padres end up getting hot. But I do think these are 2 of the best teams in baseball, so I do think it's going to be a very good game to watch, but I am going to be taking the Dodgers in this one. The Dodgers, flat out, they're one of the best teams in the entire MLB, straight up. They are second when it comes to runs per game. San Diego, they are 13th. So, once again, a little bit of an advantage there, but we're not sure how this new offense is really going to look. Dodgers also, they allow the fewest runs in the entire MLB. San Diego, they allow the 9th fewest runs per game in the entire MLB. So another tiny advantage there, nothing too crazy. Both teams in the top 10 for that. But I do like the pitching matchup quite a bit here. Tony Gonsolin's going to be on the mound here for the Dodgers. He's been fantastic, 2.41 ERA over the course of the season. And if that's not good enough for you, he's pitched 1.17 ERA through 7 innings pitched versus San Diego this year. and he has a 2.13 at home. So if 2.41 over the course of the season isn't good enough, he pitches 2.13 at home. So he pitches even better at home. And not to mention, Tony Gonsolin is the ninth most profitable pitcher in the entire MLB when it comes to that first five money line. So I really do like that play as well. And Sean Manaea is going to be on the mound here for the flip side of things for San Diego. He does have a 4.25 ERA over the course of the season, and so it's not like he's been bad. But I do think that he has seen a little bit of regression here, and he has a 4.17 ERA on the road with a 5.4 ERA in his last five games. So with all that being said, I do think that Manaea has been starting to trend in the wrong direction. So I'm going to target that against a very good Dodgers team. So we're going to be riding with it. That's our first play of the day. Dodgers first five money line versus Padres at minus 140 odds. Now, like I said, if you wanted to take the minus a half, I do think that's a pretty good play as well. I think they will be winning through five, but this is just what I'm going with. I feel like a lot of people are going to be on the Padres, so I'm riding with the Dodgers in this one. Now, for our second play of the day, we're going to be taking the Pirates run line plus 1.5 here versus the Orioles at minus 140 odds. Now, I know, before I get any comments, I know the Orioles have been really, really good when it comes to covering just in general. The Orioles have done me really well. They've given me a lot of money this year, especially here coming into like post All-Star break and even just a touch before it. But I really like this play for a couple different reasons. If you wanted to take Pirates money line, it's plus value instead of it being minus 140. But I like the plus 1.5. It just gives me a little bit more insurance, and I like this play a little bit more. Now, Pittsburgh on the road this year, they are 28-24 when it comes to the run line just in general. So they are a above 500 team when it comes to the run line on the road. And the Pirates, they're starting to get hot right now. They have actually covered in 3 straight games, and they've covered in 4 of their last 5 and 8 of their last 11. So they have been really, really solid over these last 11 games, covering in 8 of those games, and that's where I think we do see a lot of value. But not only that, but as an underdog this year, they are 49-42 to the run line as well, and 26-23 to the run line as a road dog. So I do really like those stats here for Pittsburgh. Now, on the flip side of things, for the Orioles, obviously they've been a really great cover team on the road. At home, it doesn't matter. They've been great. But as a home favorite this year, they've only been favored at home this year 11 times. They've only covered in 5 of them, so they are 5-6 to the run line as a home favorite. They definitely struggle when it does come to being a favorite at home. So I do think we see a little bit of value there, but I also think we see a little bit of a pitching matchup that has a little bit of an advantage as well. We do have Mitch Keller on the mound here for Pittsburgh. On the surface, he does have a 4.37 ERA over the course of the season, so that's definitely nothing great. But if you take a really, really deep look at it, he has a 2.61 ERA in his last 5 games. But that's even a little bit juiced because if you really look at it, if you look at the last 5 games, he's had 1, 3, 0, 1, and 4 earned runs in his last 5 games. So he has been really solid. The game that he had 4 earned runs was against one of the best offenses in the entire MLB in the Yankees. So I do think that we see a little bit of value there. Mitch Keller has pitched really well against some solid teams here, and I think he can do that once again against this Orioles team. Now, on the flip side of the mound, Dean Kramer is going to be on the mound here for Baltimore. He does have a 3.86 ERA over the course of the season, a 4.26 ERA at home, and 6.94 in his last 5. So not only is Dean not necessarily been the best pitcher, but he does actually pitch a little bit worse at home, and he has really started to struggle in these last 5 games. So I do think we see a ton of value with that one. Catch them while they are starting to trend in the wrong direction. And Kremer he is 1-5 to the minus 1.5 run line in his last 6 starts. So they have not covered that very often, and I don't think they're going to be doing that again today. So that's going to be our second and final play of the day. Pirates plus 1.5 here versus the Orioles at minus 140 odds. Now, I will go ahead and say for a lean, just really quick, if you guys are wanting something else to bet on, I do like the Marlins and the Cubs to have a nerfy. It's one of the early games. Actually, I think it is the earliest game, but I do like the Nerfy for that game. I think that it's a really good spot to target. The Cubs, they are one of the best teams to first inning runs in the first inning runs at home, but I still think it's a really good spot to target. So if you guys did want something else, I think that's a good play. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Star signing out. Peace.